What's up everyone, today we are going to be counting down 25 people you won't believe actually exist. Let's see if we can reach 2,500 likes on this video, as you guys managed to reach it in 18 hours last video, which I couldn't believe. The real motivation for me is you guys watching my videos, because without people watching my videos there's not really any point to making videos, so I just want to thank you guys like a lot. But anyway, enough of that, just leave a comment on which person you can't believe actually exists and you think is the worst out of the 25 on this list. Number 1. So to start this list off, we are revisiting a trend from a couple of years back called planking. I'm sure some of you guys remember it, but this picture is probably the craziest plank I've ever seen and also the most dangerous. Number 2. About 80% of us probably eat pizza with our hands. Then there's that 19.9% who use knives and forks. But then you get that special 0.1% of people who eat their pizza with chopsticks, like this genius you see on screen now. Number 3. This man is called Tom Staniford and he suffers from a very rare condition called MDP, or myelodysplastic preleukemic syndrome. Sorry if I butchered that. Essentially what this does is it stops Tom's body from being able to store fat underneath his skin. Consequently, this means that Tom has no fat on his body. It's one of the rarest conditions in the world, affecting only 8 people currently known. It gets weirder though. For some reason, Tom's body thinks he is obese, meaning he has type 2 diabetes. However, this hasn't stopped him becoming the British paracycling champion of 2011 and getting a degree in law and French. Number 4. Next up is Ukrainian-born model Valeria Lukyanova, age 30, who has spent years altering her appearance to look as similar as she can to a Barbie doll. She uses makeup and contact lenses to get the desired effect, and also went ahead and got breast implants to complete her look. She claims everything else is natural and she gets her body from daily gym workouts and a clean diet. Number 5. So I had to put this image in as it made me laugh. I have no idea if this woman has done this on purpose, by accident, is messing around, or legitimately thinks that this is how you sit in a cinema. Number 6. Mandy Sellers, who lives in Lancashire, UK, has a rare condition called Proteus syndrome, which causes huge lumps to develop on the skin and bones to deform and thicken. It's an incredibly rare disease and only affects around 100 people around the world. Her legs are so large that they weigh in excess of 95 kilograms and are 1 meter in circumference. The only way Mandy can get around on her own is with the aid of crutches and specially designed shoes, which cost a ridiculous $4,000. Number 7. So I have a set of grandparents who live in the past and don't want to commit to current technology. This next guy is pretty much the same, as he is listening to his music on the go using a full-size CD player that most of us remember seeing 10 years ago. Number 8. I lied about the first plank. I honestly think this one is more dangerous and more crazy. What do you guys think? McDonald's plank or Tiger plank? Both guys are nutters either way. Number 9. Jose Mestro from Lisbon, Portugal, developed this huge tumour on his face when he was just 14 years old. It started off on his lips and over the years has grown to be over 5 kilograms in weight. He has also become blind in one eye, and it's also made it very hard to eat and sleep. He spent a crazy 40 years living with this giant face tumour before Jose underwent 4 separate operations to remove the tumour and reconstruct his face. These operations were successful and Jose now lives a relatively normal life back in his hometown of Lisbon. Number 10. So I honestly don't really know what this image is, but it just looks like some crazy woman with Medusa hair and a lack of knowledge on how to do makeup and your hair. Number 11. Rudy Santos is a 69-year-old man from the Philippines who suffers from a condition called Craniopagus parasiticus. Rudy has an extra pair of arms and a leg attached to his pelvis and abdomen. This was caused when his twin was absorbed into his body during pregnancy. He also has an extra pair of nipples with an undeveloped head with an ear and hair. Number 12. This next man is generally referred to as the dirtiest man alive. Amu Haji, aged 80, lives in Iran and hasn't bathed or cleaned himself in any way in more than 60 years. He lives alone with minimal supplies and surrounded by rubbish, feces and dirt. Number 13. Stan Jones is a libertarian politician who has run for Senate multiple times and failed. Back in the year 2000, Stan decided to ingest huge amounts of colloidal silver which permanently turned his skin a bluey grey colour. Since this, Stan has become known as the Smurf Man as he looks the same as Papa Smurf. Number 14. This next image is so wrong in so many ways, but also quite funny. This woman is literally using her trousers as a sort of one-piece bodysuit. Number 15. This is the Monkey Man and he is the hairiest man in the world. 96% of his body is covered with hair and the only parts spared are his palms and soles of his feet, essentially making him a human bear or monkey. Number 16. Didier Montalvo is a young Colombian boy who was born with a disorder known as congenital melanocytic nevus or giant mole disease. I definitely butchered that name. The mole is so big it covers his whole back and it takes all of Didier's nourishment for itself, essentially making it a parasitic monster growth on his back. Number 17. This young Indian boy has some of the largest hands in the world. He has one of two conditions, being hamartoma or lymphangioma. The condition essentially enables his hands to keep growing in size, however renders them useless at the same time. Number 18. What kind of person makes their poor old gran hold their leg up so they can get a nice shot of their ass? This picture is all kinds of wrong. Number 19. Chelsea Charms is the proud owner of Itsy and Bitsy, her 164 XXX cup breasts. She currently has two of the biggest breasts in the world and claims she doesn't get any backache, although I find that kind of hard to believe as each breast is the same weight as 2 watermelons. Number 20. This is a woman who belongs to a Kayan tribe in Burma. This tribe requires women to wear a brass neck in order to achieve a giraffe-like look. They essentially just consider it as a sign of beauty. Number 21. This is Michelle Raffinelli and she holds the record for the world's widest hips, coming in at a 2.4 meter circumference. At home she has to sleep on a 7-foot wide bed and sometimes has difficulty getting through doors. Apart from this, however, she leads a relatively normal life. Number 22. I have no words for this, just thought it was too funny not to put on this list. But seriously, who does this to their gran? Number 23. This is 18-year-old Elisane da Cruz Silva from Brazil. She is currently over 2 meters tall, 6 foot 9 inches or 2.06 meters to be exact. She is currently one of the tallest females in the world and suffers from a form of gigantism caused by a tumor on her pituitary gland. Number 24. Next up we have a bodybuilding female which I thought was a male at first. That's why it's on this list. This is just too much. Women should never look like this. Number 25. Finally we have a woman with some of the longest hair in the world. 20 feet of hair to be exact. Definitely a bit longer than mine, that's for sure. And those were 25 people you won't believe actually exist. Leave a comment on who you want to see next, whether that be teens, girls, boys, couples or something else. But thanks for watching Top Trends, my name is Granty and I'll see you in the next video. What's up, super subs? Comment super subs so I know who got this far. I have another image for those of you awesome people who make it this far. Number 26. Born and raised in Peru, Lina Medina holds the title for the youngest girl in history to give birth at only age 5. She gave birth to Gerardo on May 14th, 1939 by caesarean section, which was necessitated by her small pelvis. Seriously, just off topic here, well not off topic, but ramble. How How did she give birth at age 5? 5, like, you haven't even, like, hit puberty at all at age 5, so how could a 5-year-old have a kid? Like, please someone explain this to me in the comments, because I'm, like, I'm just gonna shut up because I don't even know what to say. But yeah, I'll see you next video.